Hi, I'm Nishant Dahiya.
Hi, I'm Harleen Sethi.
हाय मैं हूँ मेहरीन पीरज़ादा
और मैं हूँ अनुप्रिया गोयनका और आप हमें देख रहे हैं फिल्मी बीट पर राइट विद
Lot
अस
of
निशांत
physics to it, first of all.
ओह रियली
आई थिंक मेरा टाइम भी सारा यही ले लेते थे
कुछ भी
मैं
कुछ
तो
भी so in the beginning I used to wonder that why am I wearing a gown when I'm sitting at home
आई थिंक ऑल दैट मैं कह रही हूँ एक चप्पल उतार के बैठी हूँ एक मैंने पहनी हुई है कि जो शायद दिख रही होगी कैमरा में दिस इज मेरीन बट देन दिस इज संजना
आप अलग प्रोजेक्ट्स अलग रीजन से करते हो
Right.
है ना, तो कई बार ऐसे होता है कि मिलन सर की मूवीज हमने इतनी देखी, यू जस्ट वांट टू बी पार्ट
Yeah.
ऑफ हिज वर्ल्ड.
ये शहर तुम्हारा है और तुम इस शहर के सुल्तान.
Hi guys, welcome to FilmiBeat. This is Murtaza Iqbal and today I am with an actors of an upcoming web series और जिसका ट्रेलर मुझे देखने के बाद I felt I have gone into some different era only and today I am sitting here तो मुझे ये लग रहा है कि I am actually in the different era because they are dressed in their characters and looking wonderful. Hi Nishant, Harleen, Mehreen and Anupriya, welcome to FilmiBeat.
थैंक यू
First of all, I have to say the trailer looks amazing and it's so good to see you guys in that character thing और यार मुझे भी 60s का कुछ पहन लेना चाहिए था maybe. I didn't know that. So of course, first of all, I have to start by asking you guys this that कितना I mean आप दोनों का तो मुझे लगता है ठीक है थोड़ा simple था but when it comes to you both, you have this 60s वाला proper look. You know how
चलो आपको आउट कर दिया
Nishant will be very upset with you
अरे he is like
because the
very
one
well
thing you
dressed.
used to keep saying every day
Yeah.
non-stop was I love my costume I feel like RP in them
I really do, honestly.
They
I
are.
love these patterns.
He's not asking you.
या ओके प्लीज कंटिन्यू योर क्वेश्चन
So let me start of course by you both कि you know getting into this whole look कितना टाइम लगता था और आज भी और शूटिंग पे भी
सच बोलना अनुप्रिया.
आई थिंक मेरा टाइम भी सारा यही ले लेते थे
कुछ भी
मैं तो मेरे जो थोड़े बहुत जो एक्स्ट्रा मिनट लगे हैं ना ये बाल बनाने में लगे
मेरे
हैं
भी जो एक्स्ट्रा घंटे लगे उस बाल
because you
में
know
लगे।
costume is like pretty simple and all that but then you know the hairdo और मैं हूँ ऐसे कि I have oh my god क्या करें हम इनका
Oh, is there a laughter gas in the AC by any chance?
Harleen is on different one and I'm catching that from her हाँ
so with me I think the longest I used to take was in my hairdo it looks simple but then I think almost पूरी hair spray की पूरी bottle मेरे सर में गई है आज to you know set it up because people in those times they were so prim and so proper you know like very like and Sanjana
Yeah.
is that character. Sanjana is very you know elegant and very chic and you know she just like exactly like you know very modern in her dressing and all that but otherwise costumes and all that it was fine इतना नहीं एक घंटा hair costume makeup everything
Right. What about you, Anupriya? Same timing?
no
into three
at least two for 2 घंटे तो कहीं नहीं गए on a decent day you know जिस दिन सारी वारी पहननी थी and all that then we were thinking 1.5 hours plus some time and blah blah but if the days I had to wear this is still a very simple attire but the days I had to wear different kind of attire so in the takatuki only it used to take about half an hour
Yeah.
something and then the hair and then changes and eye makeup used to change each time because you know the gowns and the colors are so vibrant and obviously I also along with the stylist and whole credit to Milan sir and Hotstar there that they didn't want to curb the look of Shankari at all at any point because generally in series you don't see someone going so out and out there is always logic plays so in the beginning I used to wonder that why am I wearing a gown when I'm sitting at home I used to keep asking that but he really wanted to go all out and I so love him for that and the costumes team Jia and Malika and their assistants you know it's never possible without the assistants so Tripti who is here right now and Harshita they were so amazing and never had an issue but all of us put together we used to really have to work through it because on any given day there were at least 3 to 4 scenes to be
Right.
shot and the getting ready used to become a huge part of it so yeah, but I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I really enjoyed getting into Shankari's character through the costumes because they play a huge part in defining me and making me feel a certain way,
Right.
and they helped me perform.
Correct. You know, of course, I of course spoke about this look thing, but now this web series is set in 60s, an era which now if we go back and see, there are some movies of course we must have seen from that era. But how difficult was it to prep as an actor to get into a character which is set in a very different era, जैसे I'm talking about कि भाई हम तो पैदा तो छोड़ो पिछला जन्म होगा maybe. So how difficult was that? We'll start with you, Nishant, to get into that era zone.
I mean, how people used to think and how people used to behave, that obviously remains the same throughout centuries in terms of how a person would react to anything. The only thing could be the way they dressed up, maybe probably the addiction. That was the most important thing to look at in terms of if we are reading the dialogues, then how the dialogues are written, how they used to converse among each other, कैसे बात किया करते थे. तो ये छोटी छोटी चीजें ही थी जो generally you have to tweak. Other than that, if you are following a particular character or maybe if you are doing a biopic or something going back in time, then you probably copy the entire thing and try to do that. But somewhere, what we are doing are fictional characters which are somewhere left to our imagination as to how we play them. So the only tweaks that could be done would be probably the costumes. Obviously, that's handled by the technical costume department, and then for an actor, it would mostly be the diction part of it. I feel. Other than that, generally everything remains the same. Probably a little bit of body language. That also you add to a certain character. Some people don't. Some people do, depending on how they feel, what they should be doing with their character.
Right. Harleen, we just get a very small glimpse of yours in the trailer. Why they are there a lot. I was actually like कि Harleen का सिर्फ छोटा glimpse है. I'm sure she's going to surprise. ये तो होने ही वाला है, कुछ element होगा ही. So tell us something more about the character, and of course as I asked him as well, that how it was to go into a zone like that.
Honestly, I would like to say that उस era की या उस time की बहुत सारी लड़कियों की एक जो image है कि वो बहुत सीधी सादी होती थी, बहुत ही एक innocence होता था उस time में. Obviously, a lot of it is because उस time पे media का इतना exposure नहीं था. So उस time पे जैसे वो limited थी, उस तरीके की लड़की है प्रीति. And आई थिंक ऐसे सर ने कोई ब्रीफ नहीं दिया कि अच्छा हम उस टाइम के एरा का कुछ कर रहे हैं एटलीस्ट मेरे कैरेक्टर के लिए तो ऐसे करना है. लाइक ही सेड इट्स अ स्टोरी ऑफ अ सिंपल गर्ल हु फील्स एंड बिहेव्स द सेम वे जैसे आज की कोई लड़की करेगी, बारिंग द एक्सपोजर एंड ऑल ऑफ दोस थिंग्स. सो ऐसे कोई पर्टिकुलर प्रेप नहीं था फॉर द एरा अपार्ट फ्रॉम डेफिनेटली द लुक एंड द कॉस्ट्यूम्स. एंड आई वाज वेयरिंग अ मच लॉन्गर विग, तो मेरे बाल काफी लंबे हैं उसमें और आज मैंने नहीं पहनी वो विग लेट आई. But apart from that, it's like she's saying कि मैं भी सोचती थी कि मैं लोअर मिडिल क्लास की लड़की हूँ इस शो में, तो मैं बहुत अच्छे सिल्क के सलवार कमीज पहन के एकदम बाल और वो सब करके, तो मैं भी पहले सोचती थी कि क्यों कर रही हूँ, फिर मजा आने लगा. राइट. तो I think that really helped us to just become the characters and then a way into the character.
Right. You guys want to add something to that?
I feel for Sanjana, what she, the kind of journey and the twists and whatever turmoil that she goes through in this show, I feel for Sanjana, the way she behaves was maybe kind of different that today's girl would. Because, a girl in the 60s, this is before modernization, all the industrialization and all that, जो आजकल की 21st century की लड़की है, मतलब हमारी, मतलब, if you, I think it would be a little more different because that time, आज की लड़की अपने बारे में पहले सोचती है, is more like independent, more, has a mind of her own. Sanjana, I think is yes, she's naive and all that, but then it's also लड़की उस टाइम की सोचेगी, एटलीस्ट संजना ये सोचती है कि ये पर्टिकुलर चीज़ हो गई है, दुनिया क्या सोचेगी, what will my dad think, what I have done, like all that, and she wants to like break out of that cage and wants to be a free bird, which she's unable to. Like she really wants to live a life of her own, जो नहीं होता. तो I think that I did have a discussion with Milan sir जब when certain important scenes, because they were very very important for me to understand like the kind of mindset that Sanjana would be in, the kind of the way she reacted in certain scenes and all that. But yeah, like otherwise, of course I feel costumes, everything, they play a huge part in how your character behaves बिकॉज जब आप पहनते हो ऐसी चीज़ें तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो एक पोइज या यू फील अ सर्टन वे, you get that elegance. Like if you meet Mehreen would just sit like however, but Sanjana would sit a certain way. Yes, अभी मतलब I think all that मैं कह रही हूँ एक चप्पल उतार के बैठी हूँ, एक मैंने पहनी हुई है कि जो शायद दिख रही होगी कैमरा में. This is Mehreen, but then this is Sanjana. You know how she would be. But ये सब तो मुझे जानते हैं off screen. That's how I am. But Sanjana wouldn't be like this.
Right.
So no, I would, this question I'd like to answer, because for me, I think Shankari, the era does make a difference. In today's time and age, if there was a Shankari, a person who just wanted a seat on the table, who wanted to be amongst the men, have power and her own say, she wouldn't have to do with behind the closed doors. Whether being promiscuous or whether treating being sexual a virtue or not being sexual a virtue, that is not going to be, I think, relatable as much. But I don't think that women at that time, and especially in the kind of world that we are showing around, had the chance or the opportunity to be upfront and सामने से वार करने का मौका ही नहीं था. तो शंकरी की सारी जो उसकी पूरी कहानी, उसका पूरा एक काम करने का तरीका, उसका नजरिया, her manipulation, all comes from the fact that nobody would have accepted a woman right at the power game, but she wants to. She's a person who's striving for that. And she doesn't want to be told what to do. She wants to create her own path.
Got it. Harleen and Anupriya, I want to ask you guys this, that now when you talk about OTT and web series, I would say you guys are like veterans. I would say, I'm not like saying that you guys are old, but of course you have been doing such amazing work on OTT. Now whenever you guys are a part of a series, there are audience's expectations. Okay, if Harleen will be there, it will be good. Anupriya will be there, it will be good. And their performance will be good. Now, does that put up a pressure whenever you take up a project?
I hope the pressure is always there then. I hope the expectation is always there. No, yeah, I think the pressure is primarily, yes, to be very honest, I wish it was any different. But आप जब एक तरह का काम कर लेते हैं तो प्रेशर ये नहीं होता कि जो मुझे लगता है कि आपकी परफॉर्मेंस कितनी अच्छी होगी, वो सेकंड होता है. प्रेशर ये ज़रूर होता है कि आपने जो अभी तक काम किया है, जिस औहदे का काम किया है, ये उसको मैचअप करता है क्या. कई बार ऐसी चीज़ें आपके पास आती हैं जो बहुत आपको इंटरेस्टिंग लग रही होती हैं, बट उसका स्क्रीन स्पेस, उसका जो प्रोजेक्ट का एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, जो डायरेक्टर्स हैं, जो कहानी भी है कई तरीके से, वो उतनी ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं होती. कहीं ना कहीं वो फॉल आउट कर रहा होता है, या तो कहानी या किरदार या टीम. तो वो तीनों एस्पेक्ट्स को साथ में लेके चलना ना कई बारी चैलेंजिंग हो जाता है. हाँ, आपको जब एक बारी अप्रिसिएशन मिलना चालू होता है ऑडियंस से, तो ऑब्वियसली यू वांट दैट टू गो ऑन, बट I think that kind of pressure is always good. You first of all, you should be thankful that you've reached a place where audiences are at least paying attention to you and accepting and giving you love. And it is your responsibility to surpass yourself as an actor each time.
Right. But before you start, I have to say you were amazing in Kora.
Thank you.
And I actually wanted to know more about your character, whatever it was. So before you start answering that question, I have to put more pressure on you. Ki you were just amazing in that one.
Thank you so much. Thank you. To add to what she said, she correctly said a lot of things. But to add to that, how I look at it is that I just want to be a child and I want to learn. So the minute I start thinking about what people are thinking, then I'm not going to be able to be true to my art. So I keep reminding myself, serve the art and not the artist. So that, and because I have started to condition myself like this, is the reason why I'm able to do stuff like a Kora.
Yeah.
I'm able to pick something like a Sultan and be part of very different worlds.
Yeah.
You're saying that, okay, मुझे आपकी glimpse दिखी ट्रेलर में, क्या मुझे पता है कुछ सरप्राइज होगा, कुछ शायद ना भी हो, ये भी हो सकता है, बट कोई तो रीजन है कि मैंने ये किया है. अब मैं आपके लिए सोचूं कि आई हैव टू सरप्राइज यू, या मैं अपने लिए सोचूं कि मुझे मिलन सर से कुछ सीखना था, मुझे इस वर्ल्ड का हिस्सा बनना था, मुझे क्या सीखने मिला. सो अगर मैं ये प्रेशर लेके चलूंगी तो फिर मैं अपने आप के साथ वो अपना सच नहीं जी पाऊंगी. सो आई वांट टू लिव माय ट्रूथ एंड आई वांट टू कीप लर्निंग. और लोगों का क्या है यार, मतलब तुम सरप्राइज कोरा में तुम्हें अच्छा लगा, इसमें नहीं अच्छा लगे, शायद अगले में फिर अच्छा लग जाए, है ना. तो ठीक है, मतलब I love you, you guys love me, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But I just want to be true to my journey as an actor. मैं उस बात पे हूँ.
Right, correct.
So परेशान हो गए तुम आए
I was
कुछ
like,
एज में.
नहीं मैं ग्लिम्स देखने के बाद एक्सपेक्टेशंस थे मेरे, तो मैं थोड़ा सा
वही मैं
ये
कह
हो
रही
गया.
हूँ. ऐसा
नहीं
जरूरी
नहीं
नहीं है
यार
कि
है,
मैं.
she's just telling you the
Yeah, she's just giving kind of
perspective.
yeah,
नहीं
I got that.
मैं सच बोल रही हूँ कि
हाँ.
ये आप अलग प्रोजेक्ट्स अलग रीजन से करते हो.
Right.
है ना. तो कई बार ऐसे होता है कि मिलन सर की मूवीज हमने इतनी देखी, यू जस्ट वांट टू बी पार्ट
Yeah.
ऑफ हिज वर्ल्ड, एंड ही वाज मोर कन्विंस्ड, लाइक शी वाज सेइंग that the script sometimes finds you, the character comes to you, right? So Milan sir was convinced that ये character वो चाहते हैं कि मैं play करूँ. मैंने एक मीटिंग की, मैं फिर भी कन्विंस नहीं थी. फिर मैंने दूसरी मीटिंग की. जब सामने वाला बंदा इतना बोलता है ना कि नहीं आप ही करो, तो आपको ऐसा लगता है हम कौन है, करो यार. कोई आपको बोल रहा है, आपको काम दे रहा है, करो. कुछ तो सीखोगे, कुछ अच्छा ही होगा.
Right.
तो वही है, मुझे ऑडियंस का प्रेशर लेके नहीं चलना. मुझे करना है बस. अच्छा लगे ठीक है, नहीं अच्छा लगे कुछ सीखा आगे बढ़े.
Right. Nishant, I would like to ask you this, that in the trailer we get to see you romancing both of these beautiful girls. How
Romancing,
easy-
he is being so matlab.
I know.
There was no romance.
So my
That's
question
Aarti's
is,
style of romance. How can you say that's not romance?
rightly
That's
so.
an individual thing.
so my question was, how easy or difficult was it to get the chemistry with them right?
Ooh.
And even you guys can spill the beans later.
Easy or difficult to get the chemistry right? There's something very wrong about
No,
that
I mean,
question.
it's like, as an actor, you know,
Was
sometimes.
it very difficult to get the
Yeah,
chemistry
Add a
right with
lot
us,
of
Nishant?
Physics to it, first of all.
Oh, really? What did you do? You put us aside, put us on a weighing scale, got our vitals, then understood how long are your hands to put them around our waist.
For that, I won't explain that. I think you have to watch our series to get an idea what I mean by physics, to the entire chemistry of it. But yeah, obviously it's difficult in terms of doing some sort of intimate scenes on screen, especially, and it's also, it looks all good and rosy on the screen when people watch it, but generally it's the most technical thing that you do behind, in front of the camera. So it's very technical, it's very monotonous, it's very taxing for an actor also.
I'm heartbroken.
Yeah, but it was a smooth ride for her. I learned a lot from her, honestly.
Smooth ride for me, but it was taxing and monotonous for you.
No, I'm saying it
I
can be.
feel like abusing you right now on camera.
Okay,
Did
we
you
are
not
getting
just say that?
personal
Yes,
here.
he did.
That it was a smooth ride for her, but it was very taxing,
and monotonous.
but you said something after that. You can elaborate
I was
on.
just pulling a leg. I'm saying that I got to learn a lot when I was doing these scenes. I got to learn a lot from her. Honestly, she made me feel very comfortable when we were doing these scenes. So I have to give her that, because I was not comfortable at all, and she was the one who kind of guided me through the scenes. So I'm really thankful to her for
But
that.
no, I think that's true for most of the, and that's a gender thing, you know, because males have that extra pressure. Unfortunately, male actors, we women have the upper advantage of, like, nobody's going to tell us, unfortunately, that oh, she's getting excited. That kind of a look is always going to be given to the male
Yeah.
gender.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, physically, we are also blessed, if I can say that out loud.
कुछ नहीं समझ आया.
God, poor guy, he just look at his
जिसको
face.
समझा तो समझा.
So, lastly, before I wrap up, Mehreen, I want to ask you this. You are a like star down south. Hindi में बहुत कम you do work. I think after a very long time, you're coming back in the Hindi belt with this web series. What made you stay away from Hindi films and Hindi web series for so long?
मुझे लगता है not like this is my second project in Hindi,
Hindi,
now.
I know, yeah.
Filori, I was launched. I don't think अब like South और वो difference रहा भी है Bollywood and South.
Yeah.
I think we are all one now, and love for cinema is what keeps us going in common. And finally, thanks to Bahubali and thanks to all the films that, you know, Telugu industry, Tamil and, you know, Kannada, KGF, all these Malayalam, I think they have broken all barriers, and ab matlab I think now we are finally one. Like only the only difference is the language
Right.
part. I think it wasn't a conscious matlab decision. It just happened. Like Filori was my second project. I debuted with Nani in Telugu, and then soon after I started shooting for Filori. And
Yeah.
uske baad I got so busy there that and there wasn't like I think मैंने इधर थोड़ी ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं की. मुझे करनी चाहिए थी जो अब I am actually saying that yes, now I'm back, and definitely I'm back with a bang with Sanjana, and I really intend to do a lot more work here because I feel like the content, thanks to COVID, जो जैसा content जैसी चीजें अभी बन रही हैं, I think it has given a lot of work to all the good actors, and it's created a lot more work. बहुत डिफरेंट कहानियाँ आ गई हैं, बहुत डिफरेंट मतलब वेज ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग आ गए हैं, एंड इट्स ऑल सो इंटरेस्टिंग. लाइक एवरी डे देयर इज अ न्यू there's a new series that you watch on OTT, and you're blown away, and these amazing people have been a part of all that. So मैं क्यों नहीं, I also want to be a part of it, and I'm so happy that this debut has happened with Sultan of Delhi, thanks to Disney Plus Hotstar and Milind sir, and then the whole team, and I intend to do a lot more work here as well.
Right. So guys, it was really nice chatting with all of you, and all the best for Sultan of Delhi. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so much.
Same here.